Good night. Have one just tonight. God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Amateur Spirit Divine. I'm here to give you a short news on today. Um, First we're gonna start with Walmart doing away with plastic bags. So it's Walmart doing away with plastic bags, and it may cost us. You know, but Walmart plastic bags are one of the most overused single-use plastic. Evidenced by the pile of plastic bags that left after put away the weekly groceries haul. So many people quickly develop a large stock, a pile of these bags, and toss extra into the garbage. It doesn't matter if we throw the bags away. Once we go home, it's our choice to the whole recycle the bags or throw it away. As long as they don't throw the bags on the ground in a parking lot. Long as no one throw the bags in the parking lot. So once we go home with the bags, if us to make a choice to recycle the bags or either throw the bags away. Some people get home, they may throw the bags away, but they got some of us save the bags and recycle the bags. I think Walmart is a big supermarket where you cannot really ban the plastic, you know, because it's so much, it's so much stuff that we buy at Walmart that you're gonna need the bags. So you're not only sell food, you sell household stuff. You sell appliances, you sell all kind of big items. That we gonna need the plastic bags. So state that if you see someone throw bags in a parking lot, make a statement that they will have to pay a fine, to stop the people from throwing bags in a parking lot. So really, don't ban the plastic bags completely. If you want to charge the bags, that's fine. Charge the bag. You say 5 cents a bag, that'll be fine. So make sure the statement if someone throw bags, in a parking lot, on the ground somewhere in the parking lot, let them know it will be a fine. So three, let us buy one of Walmart big material bags. Like Saber Life used to do. So that way we buy our own bags and we come in with our personal bags. So I think that'll be cool to do that too. So for we can come in with our own personal Walmart bags. So have a lot of Walmart bags, to be purchased, material bags, and we just come in with our own bag, you know, but uh, but they have some people make so much groceries, you can't really bang the bags, because it'll be so much groceries to try to put in the truck and so many groceries that have to be thrown in their house without being in a bag. So we're gonna need the bags, but if you feel like you want to charge the bag, that is fine too. So when we get home, you know, we have the right to do what we need. What we gonna do with the bags? We either can throw the bags away in our own garbage, or we can either some of us save the bags and recycle it. So if our church, long as no one is throwing the bags in Walmart parking lot, so we can bring in our personal bag. We can buy the bags and we start coming in with our own personal bags. So that'll be okay too. So that's the story on the Walmart. So now we have 98 immigrants was rescued from the boat. 98 immigrants were rescued from the boat off of Florida coast, lack of food. So also 100 people, mostly from Haiti, was rescued from an overcrowded boat. It was overcrowded. They had too many immigrants on the boat, and also didn't have no food on the boat. So they was all from the Florida and coast that had no food. They had no water. And that was for 2 days. So that's gonna be kind of hard and strange to be, eating and not drinking for 2 days. So the image provided by the United States Coast Guard showed that Coast Guard law enforcement crew added people from an unsafe overload 40-foot cabin cruise about 20 miles. So they're saying that was The enforcement had to step in. They were saying it was unsafe. It's unsafe for you to be on a boat with no food and no water, and then have the boat overload. Because anything can happen. Like there was. You know, they were stranded on a boat that was overloaded. It was being unsafe. There was lack of food and something to drink. So transferring to Bahamian authority, a Coast Guard helicopter spotted the 96 to 98 immigrant. They were the one had spotted them. If they wouldn't have spotted them, they would have been still stranded on that overload boat with no food. So the 40 feet cabin cruise was overloaded with 53 men, 35 women, and 10 children. So you had children was on this boat, have not ate in 2 days. So thank God, that no one was injured. No one was hurt. Everyone was still alive when the Coast Guard came and rescued them. Coast Guard statement: smuggling do not care whether you live or die, said the captain. Reported Kinsley. Now these people are lucky to be alive. They're lucky to be alive. They haven't eaten in 2 days. Haven't eaten anything in 2 days. They're stranded on an overload boat. It was too many people on the boat. With children and all was on that boat, and they did not have no food. So one, my advice: have a limit of immigrant gets on that boat. Make sure it's don't over overload the next time, because you don't want anyone to get hurt, because they have children on this boat. Too, to make sure the boat don't be overloaded. Have a limit of people that gets on the boat. So three, it was lack of food for 2 days. So make sure before takeoff, make sure you have plenty of food, and make sure you have cases of water on that boat. Have food, on that boat, especially you got children on that boat. Lucky the children, everybody was still alive. So there was children on the boat that did not eat for 2 days. So thank God that no one was hurt, that everyone was still alive when the rescue people came. So make sure, that they have food on this boat and water, and make sure it's limited of people that gets on this boat when y'all transferring these immigrants. So we talk about Walmart trying to get rid of the plastic bags. So I don't know if it's seeing plastic bags all on the ground or something, because wherever we go home, we have our church to throw the bags away or recycle. So they said church they may start charging 5 cents a bag. So that's fine. Or they may start selling the material bags. That's fine too. You know, you can't ban it all to weight. You got to have some kind of bag, even if you got to pay for it. Let us pay for it. So that'll be fine if we have to pay for our bags. But it's kind of much of a big supermarket. That we don't. They don't just sell food. To sell all kind of stuff, shoes and all kind of stuff. That stuff will have to be placed in a bag. And you got some people. Come there and spend $200-300 on food. What they gonna have to do? Just pile all that up in a basket, load it up in the car, then they get home, got load this stuff up without bags. They're gonna be hard and difficult. So if you choose to sell the bag, that is fine. And make sure you have the material big Walmart bag. So you can sell that also, and that'll be fine. And we'll just come in with our personal bags. So that's on the Walmart with their plastic bags. So we also talk about the immigrant. It was loaded on a bus, on a boat, and it also didn't have no food and no water. It also had 10 children, 10 children on a boat. Also didn't eat no food or have anything to drink in 2 days. You know, so my request is to make sure you transfer these immigrants on these boats. Make sure it's limited of how many should be on that boat, and make sure you have food and plenty of water. So you never know how long the trip gonna be. Just like they're strolling around for weeks. They say, weeks. And then all of a sudden, I mean, for days, and then all of a sudden, didn't have no food and no water. Nobody should never been on that boat in the first place with no food and no water. So you have to make sure you stock up the boat. And you have to make sure you have limited people that get on that boat. Because you don't want the boat to start sinking or leaning to the side because the overload of people that's on the boat. Lucky the Gulf Coast was up there in a helicopter and did it one spotted them on the boat. It was overload and they saw it, how it was overload. They shared the picture and they show how it was overload with so many people on the boat. So thank God that no one was hurt. Thank God that everyone was still alive. Time the rescue crew had came to get them off the boat. Immigrant had to be careful of them being transferred. Y'all hopping on boats. But you have to make sure to have food or either try to bring food yourself. And get up early enough to fix the sandwiches and bring you some water or something. You have to know how long your trip gonna be on that boat to know how much food and how much water to bring. You know, so that's all the show news I have for you on today, and I see y'all on the next video. Have a blessed day.